Back to Chinese brush painting, Chinese landscape painting class, lesson 9 at Joslyn Center, Alhambra. Today we're going to learn how to paint a special kind of landscape. We call icicle landscape or icy landscape, different from snow. It's a relatively contemporary style, which was founded by a master called Zhixue in northeast China, a very cold place where like a very low temperature. You got ice, just like northern Canada or Greenland or somewhere like that. So the glacier islets and the icicles on the tree, we have a Chinese name, Wu Song, I don't know how to say it. I saw it on Mount Body. After snow, if you go there, the whole tree is white, that kind of tree we're going to do. So he invented this technique with a special liquid called alum. Actually, it's a traditional size, but he developed the concept using four solution of alum. So why I will speak about that, I'm going to make a alum 4 solution for you, so you can try it. Okay, to create the shining edge around the stroke, so to create this illusion of backlit icicle. Okay, so what we need is a whole bag of alum. Let's see, where do I put? Oh, here. It's on my easel. You might need more because according to Master Yu, it doesn't matter what solution, I mean what proportion it is. Just put enough so they will no longer dissolve. So you will see crystals on the bottom. If you don't have crystals in the bottom, just add more until you see crystals. So they no longer resolve. Understand? No more. So my information from different instructors is different. Somebody just use tap water, but I also read somewhere that says if your water is like a hard, like a LA, it will turn yellow with it. So mine actually got a little bit yellow. You cannot really see, right? But it's a little bit. It's like a little bit. Yeah. For me, it's a little warmer. Yeah. That's fine. If you don't like yellow, try to use bottled water. So today I just have this in my car. I didn't prepare it, but since I have this bottle, I'm going to use it. I do have other shake bottle, but I just use this one. And then I just put maybe 2 bags. So you can see, actually, it takes a lot of alum. But you use only like a couple tablespoons for a painting. So that means you can make a little less. Because we have a class here, I just use the whole bag to start with. Then if not enough, we add another one. That's the way to make a 4 alum solution. So I just put carefully all the.
Once you make it, will it stay? Will it keep? Can you use it?
No, it will not stink unless you put gelatin or something else in it. I won't put gelatin, but he does use a little bit gelatin, but not so much. I think it's optional. I may add peach sap if alum it's not working. But also from other his disciples, his students class I watched, they didn't mention that gelatin. So gelatin may also causing some color change. I think peach sap is the alternative to gelatin. So for vegetarian. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this stable or you have to make it fresh each time?
Good question. I think you don't have to. It will not. It will stay there. But it may got crystallized, and you just shake.
So if you add peach sap or gelatin, then that's something that the bugs.
No, I don't have any peach sap. Just use pure alum. You can add peach sap. I think so. You see, it's dissolved completely already. So I'm going to add some more. But I do see some color. It's probably just normal to have a little bit yellow. Even I use bottled. So I got this from tap water, the same color. I see. It doesn't make any sense, any difference. Yeah.
Does the peach sap or the gelatin make it easier to handle?
I didn't use gelatin or peach sap on mine. This I just use the pure alum. But we can try it later. But first of all, we don't add it. Just see if we add it, will that improve or not? I'll just add another one. See if we get the crystals. I had a small bottle for this bag yesterday. Maybe just a little cosmetic, like a traveling bottle, kind of. So I think this is probably not enough. So it does take a lot of alum. Like I said, you only need a couple tablespoons maybe for the painting. So you don't have to. Whoops! I need to click a little bit. Concentrate. Okay. Let me just put on the table.
Andy, do you have some of the packages to sell us today?
Yeah, I do have.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get from me today, or you can get from Asian food stores. But they come in like a rock kind of shape. They don't come in powder. Unless you can find it somewhere in powder, it's easier to dissolve.
Yeah.
The rock, they come like a little chunks in Asian stores. They use as a food. Yeah, I think they use is that for some kind of Chinese donuts kind of thing? Yeah. I think it is enough. I can feel like it's very sandy. I think that's probably enough.
How do you spell that painter's name? Is it?
Oh, good. Okay, let me spell it for you. Get some ink here. Anyway. Zhixue. The first name is ZHI. Let me just write it down. Okay. Another tool is you better use large brushes because this painting is more messy, kind of. Not messy, massive, MASS, not linear, understand? So you use the wash brush, yeah. So his last name is Yu. Can you read it vertically?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his Zhixue, that's the last name. But usually, yeah, the Chinese name comes first. I mean, last name comes first. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will start with just pure water. No alum water. Actually, a good paper, like Xuan paper, especially the name brand, the Red Star Xuan, they're very expensive, like $10 or more each sheet. But because they have these characteristics, the water gap between strokes. So you can do a shrimp, for example, or a fish tail. So the strokes will not merge together. So every shape is kept separately. That also requires a lot of skill to control the shape. So we'll start to do the eyelets first. Okay. Shall we? Maybe we just. I'll try to complete the painting and then you do the practice. Maybe that way people don't have to wait for too long to see. Okay, let me just. Okay, we got it. And so I just use. We can try just use clean water to start with. And see what difference it may make. So I use two brushes. He used only one, but here's the point. You want to separate the ink brush from the alum brush. The pure water and the alum water, because the one with the alum will create the shining edge. If you don't like that, like in the water, without without the edge. So if you want to eliminate the brush traces, you want to use clean water. Or you want to just add some dark to the light. Then the darks usually don't have alum, but the grays do. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do this. So first of all, you can practice because 90% of his painting is done on the back side. So I have this mirrored image here. But my paper is different from his. I think it has some sizing, so I have hard time to penetrate to the back. So if I do it on this side and I look at this side, it's not perfectly. Yeah. So it's probably only 50%. He got 90% on the other side. Maybe because he paints. More with more moisture, more. But I'll do everything on the front. But I do have a reverse image, but you can either do this one or the one, the original. I found it's more convenient to do this way, the curve. Yeah. So you understand? Yeah. But if you do this one, you do it on the back side, it will be. Interesting, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do the little mounds, the little eyelets on the bottom. So you soak the brush, and you get a piece of paper towel. Dry this brush, and we make this one with alum water. So we dry the clean water out, just remember this is the alum water. And then we got water here. You can try this if you want. Just put like a, this brush may drink a lot. So I have to put a little more than maybe five tea or something, 5 tablespoons or something like that. Yeah, if you want to, you can try. Okay, and then so I soak this brush in alum water.
Oh.
So this is size, water resist size, and I use a small. You can use the large one actually, to make a very pale ink. It's a little bit too strong, but that's okay. I can just, it's very important that you don't keep the ink the same on the brush, just the tip of the brush, right? So, okay, looking at the sample here. So you do the water, I think you can either put the dark along the edge like this one, but that one is not too, so it's like our bread shape. But you have to make this bottom kind of leveled. It's floating on the, submerged in the water. So this is very challenging to do this way. So why don't we do this way? Okay, so my stroke is, the target is, if it's on the back, you can draw with your pencil the shape.
Coming in and out.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. Thank you for, maybe I'm recording this there. So, okay. Not stable. So now it's okay, right? You can watch me and let me know if not. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, there should be a little bit watermark. On the back side, you might say overlapping, but on the other side, it might be a little bit more distinct. Anyway, so you can just find out later. So we'll do another one. This time I add a little more dark, maybe. But this, this is the different brush right now.
Yeah.
We're going to, actually, I got alum in this. Probably not much. Yeah, this is just the leftover. Okay, I don't have alum in this one. Okay, I just do a little bit overlapping, like the dark. It should show. Okay, I'm going to try again. I try not to avoid the. So that white should create a good paper and a good, if your solution is enough, it should show that. The white should indicate that. And sometimes timing is important. If it's too wet, it won't work. If it's too dry, it will be too stiff. So somewhere between that, he usually use a palm to test it. So he had experience that he can tell what's the good time. So it's between completely dry and too wet, completely wet. Yeah. So anyway, we just experiment, keep doing this. Okay. And another one, a little bit dark on the tip, along the bottom. Okay, don't worry about that. And then I just go directly without waiting for too long. Maybe just. Yeah, it will drip, so that's okay. It's called dripping icicle technique. Okay, so this is the far one. It's a little smaller. We got big, medium, and small. It's very important in any painting. Okay. That's okay. And that's just to let it kind of set a little bit. But I also found on this paper maybe it's good to do it immediately before it expand. So just like let it wet into wet. It will create a little bit white. Yeah, you see that on this side, you see the big icicle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, we can just do something like that, and you will keep it there. So you see the reflection right there. Now, if we use clean water, and you can use a smaller brush in this case to do the ripples. Okay. If you have a small brush, you don't have to soak it in clean water. Just dip it in alum water, and so this is what this is how it works. You start from the near ground, just the straight lines. I think it's okay. You don't have to do the waves. And if you want to create a tranquil feel of that. So it's getting narrower and narrower with the linear perspective, right? But you have to do this on a leveled table is easier because you can load the brush fully, just guiding over the. So this is alum water, okay, horizontal stroke. Clean water will do the same thing. If you want to try, you can try that. Just put the clean water like this, and then use let's use this one. This one. You can use any large brush, and then just ink. Okay, this is the ink. A little bit water. You don't have to be even. One side could be a little bit darker. Just like that, or you can go up. Ideally, just one stroke. I think it's not flat. Okay. Yeah, just so this interaction between the two, the vertical and the horizontal water created the feel of the ripples, right? Okay, you can lighten the ink to continue the background. Just copy that composition. Now I'm going to do the dripping technique. See, this is too light. Doesn't. If I just darken a little bit, it will show. Okay, here you can paint around it, but if the the ice, I mean the alum is working, you can just paint right through it. Especially if it's on the back, you can paint right through. Dry brush is okay to get a softer edge, and then you can use a little bit of alum to create some different texture maybe. Okay, here is the dripping technique you see on the video I sent you early morning last night. So I use this brush, the alum brush, and this is the stroke. To do this, you just do a quick. Let me see. Okay, you start from the where the drip starts. Okay, let me just do it here, and just let it drip. Okay, to control the dripping, you can do a little bit like, see that little points, and you can go over that. The main technique is go this way, and that's why I reversed it. Try to get the angle, the gravity. It takes a lot, this paper sucks a lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. What's wrong with that? Thank you. We have to fix this camera. Maybe the power is not working or something. Oh, sorry about the technique. I try to use the power bank here. Maybe try change different one. Oops. Okay, we got the power. That's good. Okay. So this is too parallel, and we need some more, because this paper is really absorbent. This double Xuan really takes a lot of water. So you want to have some drip. I like that little thing there, and you can make it thicker, right? Okay, so just use another stroke to add another stroke. Same movement. Okay, and try to vary the distance, the length. Some closer is okay. You can just paint over it with a different shade. Could be a little darker, a little bit darker. Let's see. Okay, a little. Yeah, when the brush is light, you can go where you need light. Just paint horizontally crossing will make it more depth. Okay, so this is the one there. We need another white dripping. If not dripping, I'll just squeeze it, and that kind of guide it a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Oops. So he had something just start from nowhere, maybe just an accident, just like that. And so free. Yeah. But if you use no ink, it will disappear. But later, if you paint with a gray, just wash the background, it will show because the absorbency has changed. The water resist will make it. Okay, let's see. And you can, after it sets a little bit, just paint like a partially overlapping with that, with a little gray. If it's on the back, the tonality would be considerably different. You can see on the video demo, he did was quite dark. But I think we just keep working on one side, so we don't have to worry about the reverse. Yeah. No, I can just do negative painting a little bit, but that before we do, we get some shape like the other side like this. So you can still keep the calligraphy with this alum resist. And some of you may know that we also have another similar product. I haven't tried because the cost, it will be much more expensive if you use white ink. You can also use that, but alum is much cheaper for this, I think. That's why I didn't use. I do have white ink, but white ink also takes long time. You cannot do it like alum. He used it like a wet resist. White ink usually works overnight. If you use dryer or iron, it won't work. You have to let it naturally dry. It will take 1 hour, 2 hours to dry. But with this one, you don't have to wait. It will work. Okay. And if not, we can use a little bit heat. See if it helps. Okay, so the principle is use 2 or 3 overlapping strokes. Usually it goes under it. Like here, you'll see the dark there and then dark there. And this could also drip. It's like in the shadow, right? So the brush is held like this. It keeps dripping down. And here, you see now I can just paint something like directly over it, and it will start to show the semi like translucent effect. But I'm afraid to do that, so I just do like a partial overlapping vertically, create this is what to reveal the subtle water lines, and you can see how he just goes right like that. But this on this side it will cover. On the other side it may not. But you can see they're dark. After it dries, there's the dark branches in front of the icicle. So not all the icicles behind, right? So you can make this dark lines a little bit either in front or the twigs. Okay. It looks like I have the tree branch going up this way, but that's okay. And I think that he always use very wet strokes. Okay. The dark. I should use this ink brush now, just to get some really dark going. This one is dark, so that creates the contrast we need. Because some snow covered, so I just paint one side will complete the other side with so just consider the abstract need. In composition, we need to create the group of, like here there's a dark area. I need to also to make it more intricate in the focal area, maybe. Okay, and you cannot define the top line with dark also, like this line is not showing. We can use a little bit water to water it down, so it's not always the same. Here, his tree is very traditional, actually. Just use. I need to have this back a little bit. Just negative painting a little bit. I use dry brush to paint the alum. And after it dry a little bit, and when I paint more, it will have some like a texture, I think. Some white. If I just paint it flat, it will show the texture of the eyes. Okay, here we don't have to do the lot of. I try to keep it simple, not overworking, so you don't really need to copy the whole thing. Okay, just treat this as a natural scenery, and then you do a quick sketch. Since this is second nature, this is your art, yeah. Okay, actually when you do the twigs, he used the same kind of overlapping strategy. So you got three strokes. First of all, the alum, and then the grays, something like that, to create the icicle branches. Not clean, not purely clean, so you can still see a little bit, maybe something. And then just add a little dark, little. It's a process. Negative painting a little bit, maybe it's good. But his idea is not negative painting. He paint positively the eyes. Yeah. I have to look at it from distance. My composition. I don't think I need the birds. I just maybe gray the top of. So this would be very light sky color. Let me just use the flat brush. Oh, here, the flat brush, just to get some light. Very watery. Don't have to use alum. Just clean water will be fine. It got drips actually. That's okay. So I just wash that to close that skyline, and then some. Yeah, you can wet the resist to dry a little bit, so it will. Then you can do the wash more flat to create to reveal it. That's the idea. And if you let me see, I have to dry this, and then I add some branch in front of the eyes to cover this mistakes, I would say. So this part, I don't use white. The bottom lines, you don't use white. Okay, sorry about the noise. So I can use a small brush with dark ink. I just use ink cake here. Let's see, just grab some water here. And I need very dark so it will not bleed. Very dark ink. I just draw these little branches. I just want to distract this verticals, just to create some dark. That's about it, I think. So you can see I'm not really copying. I borrow his his composition and some ideas, and try to fix my problems. And, you know, that's all. You don't need to copy stroke by stroke. He himself cannot really duplicate his painting, because this kind of painting is really a risk-taking kind of. So I always pay attention on my rhythm, my continuity and rhythm. And you got the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He has some birds there or something, a flower, I think. Some activity there. You can do a little what's the animal, the penguin or something, whatever, the Arctic. Something. If you want more life of that kind of thing. So I'll leave it as is. I can also show you the other landscape if you want to keep watching, and how to do maybe just the ice covered land with a river, just this part. You don't have to worry about this part. Right? Okay, so let's turn this over, and then we'll try that. Okay, let me just use a large piece so you can see more clearly. This is like a 1/3 of the whole paper. Here's my tape misplaced. Okay. Let's start with the little islets in the. We just copy islets here. I think it would be fine. So let's do 5, and some of them are clustered here, and then one farther. So you want to load the brush with alum, and then a little bit ink. So this is the stroke. The tip stays on the bottom, and it keeps flat while you press the top. So let's see if I can do this one. I think it's easier for me to do this one. And see, just keep it flat here. And the top could be a little rounder. You can make it up a little bit. And then I add a little darker ink. You can wait a little bit, but if you see the watermark is correct, see the ink is a little higher, and there's like a 1/8 of an inch watermark there, and you can just paint right above that. See, right above that. This should be a little darker on the bottom too, so you will reveal that watermark, right? Yeah, that's hard. But the timing maybe not. immediately, but I think on this paper I found it's easier to do immediately. And you can also make this part a little bit into a square shape, like go up a little bit. If your horizon line is higher, maybe you do that. And you can make a little shallow V if you want, as we talked about the pentagonal shape, right? Yeah. So this could be a little bit like that, and you can add little gray. This is all in Alum brush, right above that. Yeah, but this now I have the reflection also. The reflection could be done with clean water, so you don't have to have the edge on the bottom. But that's okay. It's all. I try to make things not perfect as his, because it's more natural for me to have that kind of. And you can go right across up to there. Say, remember this line is above this. It's behind, everything behind, upper than what's in the front. Okay. And it has to be kind of wet enough to create the that shining edge. I can just go fake a little bit. You can fake a little bit. You can make it more into the side, something like that, maybe. So we just paint. I just do painting a little bit, more painterly. Okay, now the smaller and the farther, I call it breads or something like. So it could be there. It could be a little flatter. Okay, you can also go the opposite way. Okay, and then you can go up. You can it could be higher, so it could be like that. And then go small, so you can vary the shape. You can go a little longer. This part could be, let's see, this is all alum. So after it dry a little bit, or even completely dry, you can add darks, and you will create the water line. So let's do the long one. Maybe a little bit more floating islets in the distance. Maybe just the little ones. I can have a partial one. Some small ones. I just consider the rhythm, and you can just do see that, so easy, huh? Just like that. Okay. And then clean this a little bit. Not I'll keep it all in this water maybe. For the white part, so it does take quite more than what I estimated, I think. Okay, so we're going to do the flat plan. The flat plan is quite light, just like this, yeah. So you can start do the bank. Something like that, and just push down, and you can create the dark here. That's a corner. And you fill in that with a background wash maybe later. So this direction you have to go this way. Let's go up a little bit. And then we're cutting maybe like that. Just kind of pull this way, that way, and this way. But try to vary the Z, maybe diagonally that way, so more on this side. Okay? And just keep using this brush until we finish all the white part. Okay, and get some ink just from this brush maybe. And a little bit dark on the tip always. And here's another. You see, I push the brush, and then I push the brush this way. To create I try to create this kind of zigzags like this. In and out, not even. So they, I got the icicle there. It's a little bit challenge to do all this. Yeah, maybe I have to take some beads off so it will not drip like I wanted directions. So I just paint the top plane, then figure out. You can combine this island to become peninsula kind of. Just get my eyes over here. Oh, almost drank the whole bottle. That's a lot of the alum. I'll try to close that river. So, but before that, we need some more. The horizon could be darker actually. But it has to be leveled. Okay. And get narrower. Let me just add a darker one to close that. Okay. If you have enough alum, you can just kind of overlap partially. You can dry a little bit. I think maybe not enough, so I just leave some white there. And try to get some up and downs. Like the good. Okay. There. So that's it. And here we can have a little protruding, like a little peninsula. Can just use all should be done. So the next, let's see, if we just use clean water, will that work? Let's go, let's try. So the ripple, and I think we can do the reflection later, maybe, at the same time. I'll just use clean water. But it has to be fully loaded. Let me just hold the paper a little bit horizontal so I can draw this line without stripping. So the distance is getting narrower and the lines getting closer and closer, maybe. Just to unify the whole thing. I think maybe we shouldn't have much on top there, or in the far distance. Anyway, I'll just put some there. So good. Okay. All right, then just use this flat guy. This should be quite dark because the river in the snow scenery is very dark, right? So let's see if we can just do a. Is that too dark?
It's darker than I expected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that it's too dark, it's just darker than I expected.
Okay, let me see.
But it, you know, it was like it would be shallow.
It would be dark, I'd be dark.
Yeah, I tried to do the reflection of that it should be a little darker than the water. Yeah, you can. I think in tranquil water, you maybe just mirror, not this, not that like that. So just do that. And maybe you can just. I think this direction is working better. I don't have enough alum, I think, so I have to kind of paint around it.
Henry, on that brush you have alum, right? On the wash brush you have alum.
Alum? No, just clean.
Oh.
Yeah, just clean water. Clean water. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I just do this horizontally to fill in all that. Yeah, I think just make this all black. Balance that. Oops. Should be a little something like that. This should be there. I missed this one. So. Lost and found noise. Just add a little one there. It looks like. Okay, one thing, if you think it's too dark, you can add water to break it. Like you can just draw some line in the dark. It will create light water ripples that way also. So you can break the dark with water if you want. Yeah, it will be lighter after it dries. Maybe. Whoops. And you can also reduce the light with blotting and then add some water line. Also, that will certainly make it lighter. Okay. Yeah, the paper is non-forgiving Xuan paper. But if you turn the disadvantage into advantage, you might get some interesting result. Okay, the sky. We can make a little house or something. Cottage or something. Okay, remember we do the triangle? Here you'll see the triangle again. And you can draw the roof, the triangular shape, or this way. I think this way. So, and then use little light ink and mix with the alum to do the shape. And you can pull that and go down maybe. Something like that. So, but here you can lift the brush and just draw this like that. You can do another one like maybe a little higher. Maybe a smaller one there. So this angle is very important. This angle. Okay. And then add a little dark, make it gray, dark gray, and just add to the eave. if you want icicle, you can make it some dripping, but maybe not too much. Just a wave a little bit. Suggest because in that distance you really don't really see that. I think we just leave it like that. Icicles. And then just use a line to finish the bottom part. And you can paint the line, not falling, but it could be wavy, you know, kind of, don't have to be straight, right? And the window and the doors should be also just suggestive. Maybe buried in the snow or something. But too many windows here, so I would omit that one. Just do one, maybe a little long one. A cottage. Just use some. I'll use this brush. Yeah, they usually just draw with a line, I think, but not complete. Oops, I think higher. And then you can add a little like a fence or something, but with a lot of voids. The horizontal has white on top or something like that. And the vertical is incomplete. And this little thing, it could be same as this, you know, with different, like the ice buns. You can have little icy trees. I think let's use this. And same idea of doing the large branches. You know, you can use, or you can just use the shape instead of the branches, just to create some shape. Okay. And then I'll do some remote mountain. It will be darker. Because the lights, the slant land has more, receive more lights. Yeah, you can also there should be snows on this also, right? So you can use this brush still to do the icy mountain. But in a distance, you really don't have to show the textures, I think. Let's just do a wet wash. The sky could be, if you use color, you can use a little bit blue to it. And just for this study, I just use one color. That's ink. Hopefully not fall. And just let's see on the This could be a little darker later, maybe. I'll see if we need. But sometimes when it's partially wet, partially dry, you cannot really see based on your experience, you know. The dry part looks lighter. Even I use clean water, it doesn't look white. You know. And let's just use a little bit color for the house, maybe. Then you have to use blue in the sky to balance it. So it's all different concept. We can add a little bit indigo or phthalo blue together to do the grays in the water and the sky. You know. But leave the white. I see this more like trees instead of mountains, so we can just make them more into the trees, I think. Yeah, so you can see trees, rocks has no fixed shape. It really depends. You can turn a tree into rock or rock into trees. It's really what you need on the picture and what it look like. Better, you know, one way or another. So you can don't try to keep some ambiguity. I think it's good. Just see, I have large, small, maybe medium, that kind of jump, like a balance of rhythm. It would be good. So that's it. Let's see how this one goes. The other side. Okay, that's the early one. It's the icicle one, and the practice I made before the class. Am I getting better and better? But I do like this part maybe a little bit better. What do you think? Well, it's okay. I'm getting more loose in the end. Yeah, in the beginning you kind of copy more restrictively to the master part. Then you're getting more of yourself. Yeah. So this is a learning process. Everybody, you know, have to start with copy either natural or masterpiece, and then after you get the basics, and then you can get more freedom, and try to concentrate more on your own rhythm and composition. Yeah. So there are just elements of line, shapes, and values. Yeah. Okay.
Henry, if it's flat, will it drip down?
Oh, if it's flat, you have to lift the paper. What
Yeah,
I did, last night I did it on table, so I kind of hold the paper like this, just a little angle. And you can put the pool of water on the top area, and then you kind of lift the paper, let it drip. Yeah. Sometimes I still use the brush. You can guide, but don't poke a hole. It's a little bit challenge. If you have the glass, plastic glass, maybe better. Just do it on the plastic glass, or easel. Yeah. Just a little bit angle will help for the drip. But on this part, you don't have to. You can practice this one. I think you should start with this. See if you can get this kind of effect. I can guide you. How much? What's the time? We still have 20 minutes. Yeah, I can. You can get some more water. Maybe not too much, but maybe just put it in one container so you can share. Just to have one load with everybody. You can get from here. So you just use your large brush to load this water here, or you can pass around this bottle. I can use up the other one. Let's try.
Dry or wet when you put the alum?
Let me do it while you keep. Just follow me. At first, we just do this islet.
Okay.
Yeah. Until you get more experience, you can do the icicle dripping technique. So let's see. I'll just use half piece, just like you would use. Okay, half of this is 1/6 of the whole sheet. Yeah.
We're just practicing the.
I'll show you what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, the stroke basically. You can just use water. Clean water would be fine. I just use clean water. I got some alum. If you want to try, you can come to get. It's here in front of the bottle right here.
So I did this and then put.
Like you soak the brush and then dry it, because otherwise you'll take the whole thing. Yeah, just soak the brush and dry it, make it thirsty, and then load this. Yeah. I'll just use clean water just to save you some. Oh, I forgot that we can also use some glue. Maybe we can add to that to see how that works. Maybe that will help. Who knows? Glue. The peach sap could be added to this, I think. Oh, here. We can add peach sap to this. We just experiment. I got some here. Let me just put it inside that, and I grind it with my finger.
Oh.
So I just added some peach sap. That's quite a lot. It might be too sticky. So we'll add some more water or the alum back to it. Okay, I just use fingertip. Yeah. Let me just get more water and try not to get the numbs. Just to get this. You can rid off this. Okay. Hope not to stick on your brush. Now you can try this. I will try too, just to see who's better. So I got some glue in the column. Also. And
Well, mine got full of it.
yeah, you can use a full load. The brush, the master you use is this beige brush. Beige brush has a stiff, more bristle. The best part of this is it releases, especially when he does that, it releases the load very fast. If you use a soft
So
brush,
what are we doing first?
it keeps the water well, but not dripping that much. So,
So
Okay.
Just do it on the plain piece of paper?
or use if you want, you can get $2 per sheet. Or you can use your own
What are we painting
unsized paper.
What are we painting first?
Okay, the first one, let me show you. Just load the brush with a little bit ink to get a gray.
With the alum coated one?
Yeah, alum and
And the ink, right?
yeah, use the alum water as a media, and then just do this like this.
Okay.
Just do this half circle, not half circle like what you said. This a bread kind of shape.
Semicircle. Kind
Yeah.
of shape?
Hamburger bun.
Hamburger form. Yeah, hamburger bun. Yeah, and try to wait a little bit. You can use hand temperature to settle it or fill it. If it's dry enough, just do another
Does
one,
not look good.
partially cross behind it. See if you can get that line next to it, and you can add on either side if you want. Okay, and then you can make more of this to try to group them into a cluster of like little islands. Okay, let's do one here. And you can go back if you want. And wait a little bit. Then we will use darker ink to see if we can get the water line in white to leave a little, to add the side dimension with dark later. At first, just do the light, the top part of the bird. Okay. On this side, the tip could be on the left, right? So you can go press to the left like that. Okay. The tall one is a little bit different. Okay, if you want to do a higher one, this is how you do. Keep the tip on the one of the lower corner, right? And then you press, go up like this. See, go up, and then without moving the tip, kind of U-turn.
Okay.
That, yeah. That's how you do this tall one. Okay, now I'll try to see if I can get this. Oh, actually, I can see the white. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems working. Okay, let me add more ink to contrast. So the bottom, I will call this the wet bank, right? So if the top is dry, snow or ice, this is the water line. So it's here, and you can overlap a little bit. And this has to be a little bit wetter. It's not too. Okay, I don't think. It takes time sometimes. On the other side, you can see that. But here, in the first, it may scare you. It looks like it covers the line, the bottom line. But later, it will reveal it because the resist at work. You see this. And you can use this darker line after the grayer one. So it gets darker and darker down the ways, right? Maybe three different layers overlapping each other. And this brush is kind of wet. Yeah, that's the. Too difficult. Yeah, I know. It's not an easy technique to learn. It's a cool, very cool technique. Yeah. See, this. Okay. Composition-wise, it's very important to keep the these steps up every time. Right. And not going down. Yeah. Let me just add more. Okay, I just put the whole bottle here, so let's finish this. Kanbei. Finish everything. Okay, on this corner, I just go outside the frame, also the other side. Okay. Going up, like that. I just use two brushes, one with ink. Actually, it's clear water, I guess. Yeah, so you don't have to use. See that works. This first stroke must be very wet, I think.
Yeah.
If it's dry, it won't work. If it's dry, you need to wet it dry. Then you become more resist. So basically, you're sizing partially of the paper with this. While it's still wet, you can paint the gray to reveal that size. That's how this idea works. I kind of painted the shape instead of just let it all. We could do some small ones here. Yeah, I think I just like it, use two brush technique. One is the light, okay, just the brown shape, and then just see that reveals the bottom with the reflection, the white immediately. That works for me. See that? Yeah, that's fine. Look at that again. I just use clean water with maybe a little bit gray. Otherwise, it will just dry white. Yeah. And let's say a little bit gray. A little bit gray. And here we can do another shade. And then I just do the bottom immediately. Well, this is very close to the edge, so maybe not too dark. Just like that, will be fine. Okay. It needs a lot of experience. Practice makes better. Okay, so the last layer, it will be just, I think clean water should be fine. You can still use alum water with the darker grays. Okay, the horizon should be darker, basically. We just use ink. And just drag or pull the brush partially overlapping with the alum. See, that works, see? The white mountain shows. So you just go up and down of the white, and that shows the white mountain. See that? And you have to go slow sometimes, because you want the brush stroke is wet. It's like wash or mess painting, not linear painting, right? See that actually I like that. See the white hill revealed. I just painted right across it. Yeah. So the glue added to the alum actually is better for me. I feel. Yeah. If you look at the back, see, that's it blocks the ink from staining. So that white, it's good. Yeah. Okay. The last part is that water trick. You can get a clean brush to get this water. Maybe you can use a little spoon. I mean, if you need more, you can take maybe pass around. I'll just use this to draw the horizontal lines. Okay. You can hold I have to hold the paper like this, so it will be easier to draw without dripping, right? The horizontal ripple. Avoid the what's it called, the birds, and it gets closer and then narrower on top. So this is the you don't have to wait, just leveled lines. You get closer and closer. That's it. Okay. And this must be very wet, because it creates what it does is this line takes the absorbency away from the paper already. So when you wash the vertical lines on top of this, it will resist. It will create a subtle reflection or highlight.
Is that
just water, or I use the alum water.
what, no ink?
No ink, just clear water, clear alum water. Now the next I'm going to use, you can use a large brush and then use the side of the large brush. I just use my my background wash brush. Like, let me just use this one, maybe you have, right? So if I use this one, I use the side. Okay, let me get water. And this must be kind of medium dark, with no alum. And I'm not sure, this may have some left over, but that's okay. you can just use pure water with ink. Okay. A dark gray, not as dark as maybe lighter than the shadow. And just do like that. Oops. Well, that's really dark. I think I got too much ink. But it will be dry lighter, you know. I just try to contrast. And you can void negative paint the shape if you want. But if the iron is, if the alum is dry, you can wait it dry, then do this, so you don't have to negative paint, avoid touching the bonds or the birds, okay? So you can just paint right through, you know. Or you can reduce the value, just paint a little lighter on in the remote ground. Maybe have some white, you know, very dry brush to indicate that maybe sun glaring in the sky, that kind of thing. And I can draw with some light ink also, not just the white lines. You could have a little variation on. Okay. So that creates this water effect. I'm not going to do any tree or houses on this one because we don't have time. It's only 5 minutes. On the top of that, you don't have to use any alum, and just use very, very pale ink. You can wet the paper. You can wet the paper with sprayer, I think, to do the sky. Maybe to keep consistency. I just use the brush. I want to show the stroke. Okay, this is how I do it. I loaded the brush with a very pale ink, right? Very pale ink, very, very pale. And you can try it. That's about it. Okay. And then if you want to avoid a hard edge on the tip, instead of loading darker ink, you can squeeze out some ink. Squeeze out some ink, and then dip in the clean water. So the brush tip is soft. Okay, now you can do the sky with a soft edge, with a very soft edge. But still, because this paper is you record all the movement, so it's not very easy to eliminate the brush traces. In that way, I just indicate maybe a movement of the wind. So you just brush along one diagonal direction, either this way or that way. That creates some kind of qi or air movement. So that's okay. With the trace, it gives more energy. So just do it like this, all the way crossing. That's it. Yeah. If you do it little by little, it's chaotic. Yeah. Try to do it consider the energy of the north night, the something. Yeah. So that's it. And let me try it. You will see better the contrast and everything. Let me see. So maybe I don't know if it's broken. Anyway, it's just a demo of how this dark and light contrast works. with alum and glue solution. We added a little bit glue to that so you can see more clearly the cut. So if you have time, you can wait this to dry. So when you do this, even you touch the edge will be still sharp. And you can see the water, right? You don't have to wait it dry with the water reflection. I think competition-wise, I may break this plan with a little more, so to make it into smaller ones. So it will look a little more farther. I think. I just take that away, maybe. I'm thinking to. This part. Maybe too much light interfere with the white, with the island. So I'm going to just flatten out some thing.
I'd like to see the back of that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's good point. The original style is to have it almost done on the. Yeah, so if you enhance this side, it will become the front.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
So you could, if you make a lot of mistakes in the front, you can.
Yeah. You can turn it over.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be seen this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's almost like a refresh start. You know, you can then just define a little more. You know, and you have second chance. If you fail the first side, you can work on the back side. Or with the front side. This actually is the front side, and you need to put the dark ink, and you can see the white shows better on this side.
Yeah, you get more definition, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's a very sophisticated technical lesson. So I hope you keep exploring on your own, and. See you next time.
I really want to spend a lot of time on this technique.
Okay, yeah, that's what I did.
If I could buy some